Hey guys, just thought I'd do a post scale model world inbox review. This was one of the kits I actually picked up at Telford. If you saw my previous video, it is of course miniarts GAZ MM mod 1941. This particular vehicle was widely used during the theatre of the Second World War in the Russian army as a utility vehicle and general goods vehicle, also for ferrying troops to and from the battlefields as well. It was produced around about 1932 up until around about 1947, I think is the case, or possibly and 1947, and was also used in Korea as well, in the Korean army. Having looked at it, it's a super little kit, and I have to say some of the miniarts kits I've seen, or I've got in my stash so far, are superb with their moulding and also the actual accuracy of the actual kit itself. This one I picked out from the show because I thought it was an unusual subject, and I don't really have that many sort of armoured four-wheel vehicles in my stash, and I thought this would be a nice little addition, really. So anyway, without further ado, we'll get on with the box art. And actually I got this one at a bargain price of £21.99 when it's normally around about £28 or 29. The kit number on this one, if you want to have a look, it's actually on the front of the box for a change, is 35130, and if you want to freeze frame that for the kit number, you can do so. Okay. On the side of the box, you've got an illustration of one of the colour schemes you can actually do it in, and that one does particularly interest me, I have to say. And then you've got your etch brass set, which comes with a kit there as well. Okay. Let's have a look and see what's inside. Get this damn box lid off, that is. Right, let's put that up there. Lovely little booklet of instructions, clear vinyl sheet. You've got a little history of the vehicle there, box art illustration on the top, and then you've got the sprue tree, which you can see here, and then you have the various symbols and what they mean. I don't think, if I'm wrong, there is a colour guide here somewhere, maybe at the back of the instruction sheet, or yes it is, it's at the back of the instruction sheet here. First stage is obviously the assembly of the actual engine itself, as you can see in its various components with a fan belt, etc. Then part of the main frame with some shock absorbers on it, which is part of the chassis. Add various parts with your shock absorbers. Put the main chassis together. Springs for the suspension that you've got there. Little ammunition box, which you've got here. Okay. Next stage obviously is the assembly of the wheels, and you've got those in 4 different parts, along with the wheel hub. And then obviously put the engine onto the main chassis, add the drive shaft together. There's an illustration of how to put that together. Add the drive shaft into the chassis, and then obviously various other components. You'll have to excuse me guys because I'm not really familiar with 4-wheel vehicles. Again, you've got the spare wheel which goes underneath the vehicle, the chassis, but I mean I'll probably add that when I've actually painted the before applying it. Then the assembly of the one and only headlight, which you've got there. Again, you've got the wheels to assemble. The radiator grille goes together, and then obviously onto the chassis. Add the wheel hubs and the actual tyres. And then you've got the exhaust system which goes together on here. The main floor plate there, along with the pedals, etc., and gear stick. Obviously adding the assembly of the steering column and steering wheel. Then you've got the firewall which goes on. What else? And then add the back of the cab onto the lower part of the cab. There's the frame for it there, which you see, and obviously adding the windscreen to the the actual window frame. So it's quite sure what that is, or maybe it's part of the actual radiator grille, I don't know. And then obviously add the 4 components of the front cab along with the radiator grille. onto the chassis, as you can see there, and then add the bonnet. You have the option of obviously having the engine exposed if you want to. I mean, you could probably do a maintenance sort of scene, I don't know. And then obviously the frames for the actual main cargo hold, as you can see here. And this is basic side components which go onto the main part of the frame. And add the top part of the cab on, and then I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe that's just where you sort of come out of the cab, I don't know. Oh yeah, that is basically the wheel hubs there, as you can see. Okay. And obviously you assemble the rear cab, which goes on the back of the vehicle. Headlights go on, as you can see here. Again, you've got the option of having the bonnet open to expose the engine detail, which I may well do myself, I don't know. I'm quite sure what that is. Maybe it's part of where the oh, these are a little bit sort of stowage packs, I think, which go on the side of the vehicle. And then the back hub goes onto the vehicle, and that's it, your truck is done. Then you've got 3 colour schemes which you've got here. First one is based at Stalingrad on the Don front in January 43, hence the winter scheme. Second one is at the Battle of Kursk 1943, which is what I might possibly do, but this is the example that interests me. This is based in the region of Vyborg, summer of 1944. Very interesting colour scheme, I have to say, guys. That would make a lovely camo scheme. And then obviously you've got a colour guide to the 2 drivers which you've got there, and then you've got the colour conversion chart to whichever colour you need. Okay, right, now with the actual components of the kit, it all comes in one bag. I don't like that because parts could get lost and clear parts can possibly get scratched. So miniart, separate bags please. Okay, duly noted, thank you. Right. Okay, let's get some of the components of the kit out of the box. This I'm not taking out. As you can see here, this is part of the assembly of the chassis, etc. You've got your, well, unfortunately I can't quite see it. I don't know if you guys can make it out, but you've got edge brass parts in there. All nicely bagged. The only thing is the glass is loose, so you could get scratches on that, which is why, although they put this in a separate bag, they could have put the clear parts separately, which I'm not really happy about. Okay, this is miniarts fit driver figures, as you can see here, nicely detailed, especially on his tunic, so that will come up nicely with a wash and a little bit of dry brushing, etc. Sculpt on the heads is pretty good as well. If I get them into shot, you can actually see there, very nicely sculpted, I have to say, very nice. And then obviously got the back cab and the sprue here. I love the wood grain effect on it. It's very, very nicely done, and I do think I'm going to get that wood set from AK and have a go at it on this. Very nicely done. And then obviously you've got your wheel hubs and your tyres, as you can see here. Beautifully crisply moulded. Very, very nicely done, guys, I have to say. And I mean, with a pin wash, that'll come up nice, and a little bit of weathering. And then there's your components of your tyre. Okay, it's the same on the other screws. I'm not going to show you them all. I'll take them out as they are on the side here. And then obviously this is part of the actual chassis that you can see here. And again, the detail on it is beautifully caught, and not an ounce of flash, guys. It is beautifully cast. I have to say, to be honest with you, I was very tempted to get their Panzer 4 House B, and by the quality of these moulds, which is the first time I've actually looked at this kit as I'm filming this, I think I'm going to get a few more of their kits. And then obviously you've got the components of the cab, as you can see here, the roof is very well done. It's like, you can see the sort of fabric roof. They've even got the, well, if I bring it along here, you can see the creases with the folds of the material. If I get it in the right light, I think you can just make that out. And even the interior of the cab, it's very nicely done. The only thing is, you got some injection moulding marks, which is a bit of a pain. So that is going to need a bit of filling and sanding. And obviously you've got the wood grain effect on the side hubs, which you can see here. Beautifully caught, I have to say, guys. It really is nicely done. And then obviously the last sprue, again with the fabric on the seats, very nicely sculpted, guys. Beautifully done, I have to say. And then you've got the steering column there, which you can see. That's very well sculpted again. And then you've got the radiator grills, or if I can get them into shot, sorry. The side of the radiators for the engine cover. Beautifully moulded. Again, not 1 ounce of flash. And then obviously you've got the front grille. I'll get it in the shot there. Come up nice with a wash and a bit of dry brushing. So really, guys, I have to say this is a super little kit. What it's going to be like to build, I don't know. But needs to say, it does look like a super little kit. I don't think, to be honest with you, you're going to need any etched brass with this, because it's as detailed as it can be, really. At some stage, I'm really going to look forward to building this, and maybe put it in a little sort of vignette or a dio, or maybe alongside some Russian armour. I don't know. Or a street scene. I mean, that'd be nice. I guess I'll get them back in the bag now. But again, guys, a lovely, lovely little kit. I would say a perfect little gem of a kit. The only thing I'm a little annoyed about is the injection pin marks on it. I'm going to try and put these back because I don't want to lose all the parts of the kit. But yeah, if you can go out and get one, do. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I got it actually, and it was a toss-up between this and the Pounds of 4, and I'm glad I got this now, having looked at it. So guys, that's it for now. That's a review of the miniart GAZ MM Mod 1941. Definitely get one. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon.